Moses Kotane, Chris Hani and Joe Slovo are some of the notable faces associated with the communist agenda here in South Africa.
Action, commanders!
It is a day on which the South African Communist Party is reborn. We live once again in the sun.
Viva President Thabo, viva!
Another thing these three politicians have in common is their alliance with the African National Congress.
Viva Deputy President Nelson Mandela, viva!
They were in collaborated effort to unseat the white supremacist government that oppressed black people. In post-apartheid South Africa, the SACP insists it hasn't been sitting on its laurels, but continuing its battle against capitalism.
We ran a full land program in early 2000s, leading to the 2003-2005 land summit. At that time, it was not so fashionable, but we managed to run that particular campaign. Many of the proposals that we are debating now, we had put them then, and they were not that attractive. Now, when it's attractive, and there's nothing major or spectacular that is necessarily required from us, and then people are judging us on the moment. What is your role in this particular campaign? But we pioneered and championed this particular campaign and several other important campaigns. The campaign on the transformation of the financial sector, not only transformation but also diversification of the sector, which is the sector that controls development finance.
However, one commentator says the SACP is not what it used to be.
Recently, in the post-apartheid South Africa, unfortunately, the SACP seems to have abdicated its responsibility to actually ask deeper questions about society. And it has gotten to a point where I have not seen any persuasive intellectual output when it comes to the discussion documents from the SACP. It was known for depth, actually. It has helped the ANC historically a great deal in trying to help the ANC define some of the challenges that are confronted with by the society. But if you talk about the SACP today, it's a very different SACP. It is the SACP that seeks to survive.
Political analyst Ralph Matega says the party's current policies are veering more towards politics than the need to achieve social activism. And he believes this is to secure a place at the table of the ANC-led government.
I would agree with anyone who characterized this as a poverty of ideas within the leftist and the growth of unsubstantiated rhetoric, which is not really being adapted to deal with people's circumstances. I think it has to do with the leaders who have been there for a while, but it also has to do with just lack of innovation in thinking. I mean, I'm not saying, again, that they should experiment a way out of the principles that they are known for, but they should also be innovative. They should excite younger people. They should also excite by adhering to the principles that they propagate as well. So it's about how do you innovate, how do you reinvent the leftist in a manner that it retains that legitimacy. Unfortunately, globally, that's where the problem is. What we're actually seeing globally is the right of right-doing instead of leftist.
The SACP, however, says it's now in the process of collaborating with various civil society organizations and groups across the different sectors to advance a socialist agenda and restore its credibility.
All these things we've said we are going to do, we are not going to succeed in many of them from our standpoint now, unless the ANC unites itself and unless the alliance unites itself. This thing of fighting amongst ourselves as the governing alliance in this country is just not taking us anywhere. In fact, fighting amongst ourselves makes us to focus on elite concerns instead of focusing on the interests of ordinary South Africans.
The SACP is now in the build-up to its Special National Congress where many of its policies will be threshed out. Ntlantla Kgatlhane, SABC News, Johannesburg.